Welcome back, my gorgeous people from all around the world, my Diablo 3 fellow fiends out there. Season 18 is fast approaching the end, and I'm excited for Season 19. I really am. Season 18 wasn't all that great for me. I have a lot of stuff on in my personal life, and it went off to a roaring start for me, like full steam ahead, everything was going well, but I didn't really get into the Season of Triune. I didn't really get into those rings. They kind of didn't benefit me all that much. A lot of them seem to really disappear very quickly. As soon as you stand in them, they disappear. So it was very, very random, and a lot of times they just disappear so quickly you can't even take advantage of the actual power rings themselves, the power circles. Anyway, before I start talking too much crapola, what I'm doing here is I'm wrapping up my seasonal journey. I'm going to make sure that I get my seasonal guardian achievement, so still got a few days to go. And right now I've come across the achievement, or the seasonal journey achievement that I have to achieve, which is to complete a set dungeon with my class, which I've been playing the monk class this season. So I've decided to do an updated video on the inner set dungeon for the monk class, and also to do an update video not only on my season but also on myself, and just to say hello and, you know, talk about things that are currently happening in life. Diablo 4, obviously, huge news. For those of you that haven't seen my previous videos where I actually watch the cinematic trailer with everybody and talk throughout it. Yes, I know a lot of people get upset that I talk throughout it, but I don't get it, because if you come here to watch my reaction and talk through it, then I'm going to be talking shit, so you should expect it. But if you want to see the trailer in its entirety, you just have to type into YouTube the Diablo 4 cinematic trailer, and you can watch it without my ugly head there. So anyway, I'm sorry, I do talk a lot. I'm going to take everybody's feedback on board and try maybe talk less during trailers, so at least everyone can hear the dialogue as it's happening. But anyway, so if you're playing the monk class, and this will be beneficial to you whether you're playing the monk class this season or in a future season, it's an updated set dungeon, and we're going for the mastery achievement. You know, I've always gone for a mastery achievement. I've never completed a guide that isn't a mastery achievement for a set dungeon. So let's start with skills first of all, then we're going to get into gear, which is super, super important. So we're using Wave of Light with Explosive Light, Dashing Strike with Blinding Speed, Serenity with Ascension, Epiphany with Desert Shroud, Mystic Ally, Air Ally, Cyclone Strike with Implosion, and please just be aware that this isn't an ideal build for the inner set. This is specifically designed to complete this challenge rift, and in challenge rifts, sometimes the achievements or the set dungeon requirements are quite quirky. In this case, we don't want to be doing too much damage. So that's why with my passives, I'm not doing any, I don't really use some usual damaging passives that I would use. I'm using Exalted Soul, Fleet-Footed, Near-Death Experience, Beacon of Yitta, and the same will apply for gear. I've removed a lot of gear and changed a lot of things around in order to make sure that we're not doing too much damage and we can actually get some of the requirements or the objectives for the set dungeon done. And once we get to the set dungeon, we'll talk about the actual objectives shortly. So first of all, we want to dismiss our follower as well. So whether you're using Template, Enchantress, whatever, or God forbid the Scoundrel, which I don't know, does anyone use the Scoundrel? Some people do. But anyway, you want to make sure, deactivate your follower, make sure he's gone, he or she. Also in Paragon points, I've reset, I don't have any points in dexterity at all. Like I've removed that, I've reset that. I'm not, if anything, you can use your movement speed, get that up to 15%, or make sure you have a maximum of 25% capped. But definitely don't have anything in dexterity there. So looking into gear now, as you can see, lots of items missing. So I'm not using any dexterity gems at all. You can definitely see there. So the items that I'm using here are, I'm using the inner's chest, belt, pants, boots, and gloves, which is 5 pieces. But if you look at my Canise Cube, I've got the Ring of Royal Grandeur. So in order to access the set dungeon, you can either ensure that you have the full 6 pieces of a set equipped, Or you can have 5 of them and just make sure you have the Ring of Royal Grandeur. Either way, as you can see there, my 6 set bonus is active. So if your 6 set bonus is active, you can access the set dungeon. It's the same as having 6 items equipped. So you don't have to actually have 6 items equipped. You can have 5. And as long as you have the 6 set item bonus active, then you're in, baby. So we're using 5 items plus the Ring of Royal Grandeur. We've got the 6-piece bonus set item bonus. We're using Togrin's Togrin's Gaze. It's always a tongue twister for me. Lefebvre's Silicoy. These monk items are seriously a pain in the ass. Lefebvre's Silicoy. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. I can't talk today. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, which is for cooldown reduction. And I'm using Kiyoshiro's Blade. And like I already mentioned very, very briefly, as you can see right here anyway, Kanai's Q Powers, Incense Torch of the Grand Temple, for armor, Illusory Boots, probably one of the best items you can use for set dungeons, especially where you have to group enemies together and hit a certain amount with something, which is exactly what we're doing here. We're going to get into that in a second. And as already mentioned previously, Jewelry, the Ring of Royal Grandeur in the ring slot. And that's it. As you can see here, these are some of the items that I've taken out. And it is necessary. If we're doing too much damage, we're not going to be able to group up enough enemies to hit them with Mystic Allies. So for this set dungeon, before I even start explaining objectives, let's just go over to them, open them up so you can see them there in their written form. So in order to access the set dungeon, make sure, like I said, you have at least 5 pieces equipped with the Ring of Royal Grandeur in Kanai's Cube, or a full 6 pieces equipped. A lot of people keep asking me they can't access the set dungeon. Why? Most of the time is because they don't have the correct items equipped. So either have a full 6-piece set item equipped, or make sure you have 5 with the Ring of Royal Grandeur. Either way, make sure you have your 6 set item bonus active. So as you can see, 2, 4, 6, they're all active. That means we're good to go. That's a good way to actually look at it. Just make sure you got the 6 set bonus active. So open up your maps. We want to be in Act 2, which we are. Click on the hidden camp, which we're already in here, as you can see. And you want to head up here. This is to actually access the set dungeon portal. And we want to go to the Chaldean Bazaar. And then just move up here, and we want to go over here to the flooded gateway, which you can already see on your mini-map there. You can ignore any lingering enemies in here, right into the sewer, into the flooded gateway, baby. So we want to go up here. Secret merchant here who has absolutely nothing, Carla. Hey Carla, long time no see. And here's the set dungeon portal right here. So, like I mentioned, this is towards the end of my seasonal journey. I love making videos, so even though I've already completed set dungeon guides previously, it feels like it's been years now, probably has. I still like coming back and spending some time with everybody. I hope you like listening to me and like seeing this ugly, hairy face. So the set dungeon of Inna's Mantra here. Primary objectives. Unleash your Mystic Allies on 10 enemies within 10 yards 5 times. It sounds easy, but this can be difficult. So that's why we've downgraded all the damage, and to make sure that we can still kill enemies, but we've still got enough time to group them up and actually make sure that 10 enemies are affected by our Mystic Ally ability 5 times. Do not get frozen for the duration of the dungeon. This is easy because Wave of Light is our primary damage dealer, and we've still got enough damage to kill everything before we're going to actually allow ourselves to get frozen at all. So that's pretty easy. You can also equip the amulet that reduces frozen damage. However, I don't think it's required, because even though if you get frozen, it'll stop the damage. You won't actually be affected by frozen damage. But if you can still be frozen, and if you still get frozen even with the amulet equipped, then you're still going to fail the set dungeon anyway. So the Amulet of Aranok, I think it's called. I couldn't remember off the top of my head what it was called. It's definitely not necessary, but you can equip that to possibly help you a little bit. However, it won't avoid you getting frozen. So you want to pick your moments carefully here, because Mystic Ally has a cooldown, and you don't want to waste it on enemies where there's definitely not 10 around, because once you cast Mystic Ally, make sure you use your Cyclone Strike to try and pull them in, and then if you've got 10 or more around you, then bang, activate your Mystic Ally, and you'll definitely unleash your Mystic allies and achieve that objective. We have to do it 5 times. Keep in mind, not once, 5 times. But make sure that you just time your moments carefully. Pick your moments. There are plenty of opportunities throughout the challenge rift where there's heaps of enemies around you. You can dash in there, quickly use your Cyclone Strike, and your Mystic allies, your actual followers, your pets will start damaging enemies. So you have to make sure that you activate Mystic Ally quite quickly so you can get those 10 enemies affected by Mystic Ally within the 10-yard radius. So enough babble. I think I've explained it enough. It's one thing to talk about it. People that have never done this are probably scratching their heads thinking, what's this? What's this guy talking about? Well, let's go on in, do this together, and I'll show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. We're going for the Mastery Achievement. Love you all. We are in, and I've got to be honest with you, this one can be annoying and frustrating. It has been a while since I've been completing set dungeons. Here we go, nice. There we go, so we've got 13 enemies. Good start there. I am a bit rusty because it's been a while, but this one here is definitely critical to get that right balance of damage, and then you need survivability. And right now we're off to a good start. We've got 1 pack already down, 10 enemies within 10 yards affected by Mystic Ally. You just have to pick your moments. Oh, here we go, nice big pack, possibly Cyclone Strike. No. So you don't want to waste your Mystic Ally and get it on cooldown for situations like this where there's plenty of enemies around, but not within a 10-yard radius. Oh, by 1! We missed it by 1 there, and that is now, it's a lot of nostalgia is coming back. I remember how annoying it was missing things by 1, and there was always, at the end of a set dungeon, what always happened to me, I don't know about everyone else, but I always had 1 enemy remaining with the time ticking away, trying to get my Mastery Achievement, and there was always 1. It happens to me every time. Every time. Here we go. Can we get 7? Every goddamn set dungeon, I have the worst luck. There's always 1 enemy remaining. It looked like a good pack here. So don't freak out if you don't get a lot of these, your 10 enemies Mystic Ally objective. If you're not off to a flying start, just be patient. Keep progressing through. Kill enemies along the way. There will be ample of opportunity where enemies are grouped up, and it'll allow you to get those objectives, or that primary objective. Here we go. Can we get it here? Can we? I didn't. Oh, here we go. Nice, big. There we go. I can actually... There was actually another pack there. I'm just going to try and waste a bit of time here and get that cooldown. Get that cooldown off so I can activate Mystic Ally. Here we go. Look, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Oh, I just don't think... Ah! Yeah. I didn't think we'd get it there. It's a bit of a sloppy set dungeon, but... Like I said, just wait for your moments. Don't just go spamming Mystic Ally. I mean, that last pack was terrible. It was only 5, but, you know, I'm trying. So you definitely want to focus. If you know for a fact, like here, it's not too bad, we might be able to get it. Yep, beautiful, got it. So if you're definitely sure that there aren't 10 around, or if you think that Mystic Ally isn't going to affect 10 enemies within 10 yards, then just don't use it. Just skip it, kill the enemies and keep moving, because there's plenty of opportunity. We've got 4 so far. It is quite a big map. There we go. 5, baby. I was actually a bit worried. I thought we'd have to reset. So now we've got 16 enemies left. Usually I always cop 1. And you watch. So there's a dark area there that I missed. Again, probably a little bit of Diablo 3 set dungeon rust. So I'm a bit rusty. But we're going to go and hopefully get those 16 enemies. I bet you that there'll be 1 left, as always, because it literally happens every goddamn time to me. So we'll keep our distance so we don't get affected by any frozen damage. See, look, what did I tell you? Complete both objectives and kill 1 monster within the time limit. We're missing 1. Every time, I can't believe it. We've got over a minute to find this monster, so... With Dashing Strike and Movement Speed Increase, which you saw that we put our points into our Paragon there at the beginning, we should be able to find him 50 seconds to go. So we're moving around quite quickly. Where is he? Where is he? We should see a skull appear on the mini-map there. So keep an eye on your mini-map. When you have only, you know, a couple enemies left or something, it'll come up. A skull will come up, so that'll help you. And come on, 30 seconds. Please, don't tell me we're going to fail this now. This happens to me every time. I can't believe it. The nostalgia. Oh my god. And there it is. And, you know, it's still frustrating, these goddamn set dungeons. They really make me sit on the edge of my seat and sweat it out. But that is part of my seasonal journey. It's Season 18. Looking forward to Season 19. Cannot wait. And obviously, Diablo 4 has been announced at BlizzCon. Check out my previous videos where I talk about Diablo 4 and also watch the cinematic trailer plus the gameplay trailer preview. Check those out. Tell me what you think. And as always, talk to me down in the comments below. Say something. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Not just because it's a set dungeon video and it's a guide, which everyone's probably already completed by now, but just visiting your creepy uncle and your creepy uncle making content for everybody, because that's what I enjoy doing. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. That way you can definitely hear this stupid, annoying, weird accented voice a lot more often. Click that notification bell as well. That way whenever I upload something new, you will be notified immediately. Until next time, I love you all. Bring on Season 19, baby.